Hey everybody, this is Chrystabella from Nerdy Geek Talk, the source for all your nerdy geeky needs. Here with episode 1 of Anime Overdrive, where everything's made up and your waifu is trash. Here with me are my co-hosts, Aaron and Alyssa. How are you guys doing tonight?
Why am I here?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't have much else to say on that.
Where do we go from here?
we're like half winging this right now. I'm being perfectly honest.
Half winging. We're fully winging.
We have a general idea to go in, and that's it. So we're like 3/4 winging.
Eric entrusted the two of us and Alyssa.
I think we do have a good part of the plan.
Yeah.
But I think maybe we should probably start out introducing ourselves, since I know at least one of us, which is me, is completely new to nerdy geek talk. I can't talk.
Listen, we're not starting the recording a fourth time, Alyssa. So
oh, okay.
This may or may not be the fourth take.
Huh.
Yes.
Eric made a mistake in trusting us and Alyssa to do a podcast.
Well, he made a mistake in trusting you. What?
What? Excuse?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Calm down.
Okay. All right.
Eat joke.
Chris, since you're the host, why don't you start with an introduction?
Oh yeah, good question. Good question. Wow, I English good. Okay, all right. So as y'all know, if you see me on Steel City Box, my name's Chrystabella. I'm 20, and I've been watching anime for, good God, how long? We'll just say most of my life. I got into it back when back when Tenchi Muyo was still on Toonami, if that gives y'all any idea. That's actually, and coincidentally, is my first anime I ever watched. I suppose technically you could count like Digimon or Pokemon, but those were so westernized that it's kind of hard to count them. But anyway, I'm not a hardcore anime watcher, as any of my IRL friends or my wife Mutru will attest. But I do watch anime that I enjoy, that look enjoyable rather, and I'll kind of get myself in an echo chamber sometimes with some series. Like that's all I'll watch for a while, even though I've watched it 10 times. I'm like, oh, let's watch Evangelion for the 22nd and 3/4 time.
Okay, cool.
So, I guess we'll do this further, and then we'll talk about our favorites. So,
all right.
Alyssa, you're next.
Sure. So my name is Alyssa. I am completely new on Nerdy Geek Talk. By the time this podcast comes out, I might have made an appearance on another one, but as it stands right now, that's still up in the air. So this may or may not be my debut. Either way, you also may know me if you watch one of the fellow Nerdy Geek Talk people, Soundjack's but his other channel. And I'm on his podcast a lot. So if you frequent over there, you might know me from there.
We were on a podcast together once.
Yes, and Chris and I have also been on podcasts together. So if you watch that, that's where I'm from too. As far as my experience with anime goes, I started watching anime when I was in middle school. I think one of the first ones I watched all the way through was Ouran High School Host Club. And from that point on, I watched anime pretty frequently. I probably, like Chris, I'm not like the biggest aficionado. The amount of anime I've watched is probably not as big as others. But I feel like I've watched enough that I can speak to it, and I definitely have my favorites and least favorites. I actually have also read a lot of manga too, so because I am more of a reader than a watcher for most of my life. So I know a lot of like obscure manga, and a lot of that is from bargain bins at conventions. $5.
That's a good deal.
That's my favorite place to go whenever I'm at a convention and there's an anime bookseller. A bookseller there. I'm always looking for the manga bargain bin, because you're always gonna find something really interesting in there.
I'm gonna try and go to.
I've found like some really interesting weird series and stuff that probably no one's ever heard of but me. So
there's some good stuff out there that people have never heard of. But
oh, exactly.
Yeah. Speaking of conventions, I'm gonna try and make it to Anime Central or Anime Midwest this year. So if anyone's gonna be there, who knows? You might see me.
Yeah. Cool.
It'd be pretty neat.
But that's pretty much it for me. So I guess we'll have Aaron. Aaron, what?
The dude.
Give us yes, the dude in the room.
the token male. The token male
Is
character.
that what I am now?
Yep.
I guess so.
All right. My name's Aaron. I've watched anime since 3rd grade when I would wake up at 3 in the morning to watch Inuyasha. My parents never cared. What about anime now? I've watched too much anime now because I do an anime review show on my anime channel. I have 2 channels, so one comic book, one anime, and I review different shows from the season, like actual seasons, like spring, winter, all that. Weekly, it's called Weeb Wednesdays, and I'm watching 12 series right now for that, I think.
Oh my god.
So
That's a lot.
It is a lot. I came very much down to the wire the other day, to the point where I had to cut one series out for the week because I didn't schedule correctly. And I was supposed to watch stuff today, but I had to run a ton of errands, go to job interviews, get my hair cut, stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I my first anime, besides like Pokemon and all that stuff, was Inuyasha. So, you know, and I'm rewatching that on Hulu right now. They have the entire series dubbed on Hulu, so I'm rewatching that at the moment.
Okay.
Cool.
That's actually a good quick question before we start talking about favorites.
Dubs
Okay,
or subs?
guys. Exactly. Subs or dubs?
Depends on the
Which
show.
you prefer?
Yeah, I'd also say it depends on the show. For how I land, I prefer Ouran High School Host Club dub to the sub, and I know that's probably going to be controversial, but that's mostly because I watched the dub through that, and you know, like Vic Mignogna as Tamaki will always
Vic
be how I hear
Mignogna.
him.
Vic McNognog.
Yeah, that guy.
Vermanigna.
Manadnak.
And
I'm
Vermanigna.
not
and he just
Manadnak.
has supplanted my entire like idea of who Tamaki is. So, but yeah, I do think it depends on the anime, and honestly, I feel like when it comes to talking about sub versus dub, I feel like a lot of times people like I totally understand people who prefer dubs to subs, especially people who have hard times reading the sub, because like you do have to do a lot of extra work when you listen to a sub, because unless you know Japanese, you're gonna have to like read and watch at the same time, which can make you miss some
Yeah,
things.
it's not that hard.
I mean, it's not, but I can definitely see the argument where like I know I've met people who prefer the dubs simply because it just is easier for them to really like watch what's
Yeah.
happening on the screen as opposed to worrying about reading all the subtitles. And also like I know for a fact that I could never play an anime on the background, do like background watching, you know, especially if it's a sub, because I have to watch it. But
Listen,
regardless,
you're stealing
tend
all
to
my points.
I'm sorry.
Damn
I
it.
talked a lot. I mean, I think that I personally, if I have access to it, I'd probably watch the sub, just because
Yeah.
at least it's. I feel like in that way it's one less level of translation, but at the same time I'm not gonna like blame anyone or say, man, you're not a real fan if you listen to the dub, because I think that there are many legitimate reasons to listen to a dub. And also I think that there are some generally good dubs out there. Like, I mean, I've never watched a sub version of a Hayao Miyazaki film, but I still think that those films like work if you
Yeah.
just watch them as if they're like dubbed. So yeah,
I mean,
I think it's definitely a case by case basis.
Yeah, I like after watching Dragon Ball Super in Japanese for so long, I can't watch Dragon Ball Super in English now, or even watch Z in English. So I'm kind of rewatching Z in the broadcast audio because I just can't bear the English sometimes. It's not that it's bad. It's just like, wow, I've gotten so used to Masuko Nozawa as Goku that I can't deal with Sean Schemmel as an actor or a human being, but that's beside the point.
Let's not get controversial on the show. especially
I'll
on
get
first
controversial
episode.
if I want to.
And I will kick you from the call.
Gunbuster is best. Kaijo is best. Keijo is best.
Okay.
Anyway, so I
What
guess
about you, Chris?
well, I was gonna mention how I typically do when I do watch anime. I put it on as background noise, so I kind of need to do the dub. And also because I prefer not to read what I'm watching, but you went and stole all my points. So
I'm sorry.
You get used to it though. Like at first I had trouble doing it, but like after you do it for a while, like a whole 2 years like I was with Dragon Ball Super, you just get kind of used to it, you know? Like, it just becomes
Michiru,
like second nature.
Michiru has tried to get me to watch subs, and I just can't do it. That's part of why I don't watch anime as much as others is because, well, when it's coming out, it's subbed, and by the time it gets dubbed, it's not really anywhere. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just more
and
convenient.
I
Honestly.
mean, yeah, I could, I know I could technically pirate it, but it's like
How
I don't want to
dare
do that.
you?
I don't want to do that. That's just like it's.
I pay for.
No, I
Poopy.
totally understand where you're coming from, and yeah, I
But
I
it's also
definitely
at
think
the
it's
same time, it's like I want to watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I pay
So-
for Verve and High Dive, so I get the simulcasts and whatever simuldubs are out on those, as well as
should-
whatever previous dubs they have. And I also have like Hulu and Netflix, so I get that stuff.
You should
I will
you should
say,
loan
though,
me your
I-
account information so I can watch that stuff.
No.
I will say though, the other thing about
Bogart.
subs
No.
is that sometimes, depending on where you're getting your sub, it can be really poor quality.
Oh
I've
yeah, some
definitely
subs
watched some
suck.
subs that are fan subs that are just like, did they just pass this through Google Translate? Because it's just
I've
can't
seen
follow
some.
anything.
I've seen some real subs that are just like, whoo.
You should see some of the old
So-
Dragon Ball fan subs.
So
I was gonna
because
say
of
I've seen
that,
some Dragon Ball subs that
I
aren't.
can
too
definitely
good.
see like why people might hesitate with subs, especially if it's not through like an official venue, and you're like, was it really?
I mean,
is it
even
the direct translation
Crunchyroll-
or not?
Crunchyroll westernizes their subs. Like that is a thing that they are known to do, is westernizing their subs a little.
Shining Diamond.
So
Yeah, and there's also that aspect too. But yeah, I think,
Red-
but I think for at least from my perspective, I think it really depends on who you are, how you prefer to watch it, and
Yeah.
I think there's pros and cons to both. Cool. So, did you want to talk about favorites now?
Yes, we'll talk about favorites.
are we sure Alyssa isn't the host?
Well, I mean, technically, my name is Alyssa too, so I mean, you know,
Oh jeez.
that's my it's my
Well,
birth
well,
name. My birth name is Alyssa.
We can tag team it. It'll be.
Yeah.
it'll be
I'm
good.
not comfortable with this anymore.
I just realized our show is technically, we could almost call this AAA.
We
You think
could.
about it.
We could.
AAA anime. Damn, you know what? That's a better name. Why didn't we think of that?
Because my name isn't actually that anymore, but yeah, it
That's
would have been
true.
perfect.
It would have
And
been.
Eric probably would have gone, I don't like it.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, how many names did we come up with that he shot
we
down?
came
But
with
anyway,
like 7. Anime Overdrive was just the one all 3 of us agreed on, to the point where he was just like, I can't fight this. You all agree. Like,
I had to actually. It came to me as like, I don't know what I was reading something. I was like, I was making some JoJo Overdrive jokes in my head. And I was like, Anime Overdrive, and I was like,
some
oh
JoJo's.
crap, that's actually a good name. And I immediately was
Hey,
like, guys, Anime
well, there-
Overdrive.
And we
that
didn't give
works.
Eric a choice.
Yeah, he didn't get a choice.
Well, anyway, did we want to go on to favorites? Now?
Yes, and
Okay.
why don't we get you out of the way?
Me? Okay.
Yes,
See, this is a
Aaron will always be
problem.
last.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I look like Eric to you?
Yes.
Eric's gonna kick me out of the
so-
group.
Anyway, that's kind of hard. I have like 2 favorites, I guess.
Well, give us
I
your
mean-
top 5 or top 10. Just
Okay, so I guess the 3 competes would be, for me, Death Note, Ouran High School Host Club, and Madoka Magica, for 3 very different reasons. Ouran High School Host Club's on the top, mostly just because it's the first anime I saw, so I feel like that kind of enshrines it in some ways. I think it's really funny. I think it I don't know, just has like really soft, small, wonderful place in my heart. Death Note, that one I think is probably out of the 3 the weaker one, in my opinion, at least looking back on it. But I still think that like the core fight between, and like the core conflict, I should say, between L and Light is still really good. And I mean, it has flaws, but I still think it's a really great anime. And I think it was very different from a lot of the anime that I was watching at the time, so it really stuck out to me. And then the Madoka Magica, in my opinion, is, at least out of all the anime that I've seen, which to be fair isn't a lot, is probably the one that has the most, that I admire the most from a technical standpoint. Like, I think it's just, the plot's really well constructed. I think the characters are all well developed, and it's only 12 episodes, and you can and it just to me boggles my mind how they were able to like get such a like intense, well planned, well constructed show in just 12 episodes and make me like care for everyone and make me like almost cry at the end.
It really makes you almost lose your head, huh?
Yeah, like it, and I just love how subversive it is too. So I don't know, I just really love Madoka Magica for how, and as someone who really likes to write, I just admire how well they plotted that anime so much. So
it's good.
Those are my 3.
We're going with only 3.
I said 5 or 10, so okay, that works too.
You're up next.
All right. Yeah, I'm next. All right. I'm just gonna go over a few ones that are like have had a huge impact on me. First and foremost, Evangelion. I gotta say, I found that, and I'm gonna sound like every other Eva fan in existence when I say I found that when I was at a kind of a low point in my life, and it helped me kind of get out of that a little bit. Gotta love that OP, Cruel Angel's Thesis. Hell yeah!
Yes. That opening,
oh god.
As far as openings go, that one, I mean, I haven't seen Evangelion. Again, another tragedy from my part, but
god. Oh my god.
I said I haven't watched a lot. I put that up front. But
I will
anyway.
mail you my DVDs, girl.
Just watch the movies.
No, you gotta watch the show.
I mean,
Watch
if
the
we
movies
do an
after.
episode on it, I'll definitely make a point
Episode
to watch
2, Evangelion. There we go.
Oh,
I don't have
God,
enough time to watch all of
the whole
Eva.
series.
Oh,
I
you've
don't
watched
know if
it.
I have enough time to watch the whole thing, but regardless, I can even say as someone who hasn't watched it that theme song is really iconic.
It was
and
actually
it was a great
It
one.
was actually, I don't remember what year, but it was actually like voted the top like karaoke song in Japan for like at least a whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually have an anime karaoke. We've been moving out of my house, and I found an old CD I bought back during I guess what you could call my Ava Madness days that actually I only bought it because it had Cruel Angel's Thesis on it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so that one, Evangelion, I gotta say, it definitely has its flaws. I will concede this.
Like it's ending.
Of course.
But yes. What do you mean? There are no episodes 25 and 26. What are you talking about? Those don't exist. Who are you? Anyway, but I still have to love it. I love it enough to have written some fan fiction. But anyway, all right, moving on to the next one. I'm gonna cheat with this next one, and I'm gonna say Negima. Now, anyone that knows the series is gonna say.
I've heard of it, and I think I've flipped through the first volume.
Is gonna say which anime? Do you like the original one or the one that came out a little later that was like a whole different story altogether? And I'm gonna say I'm gonna say neither. I prefer the manga. The manga is obviously it's the real story.
And you said not to get controversial.
Controversial as hell. But I love it. It's good. The ending was rushed a bit, I think, because oh my god, how did I forget his name? No, not Akamatsu. There we go. Ken Akamatsu was something to do with something, but it still is great. I love it. There's so many memorable characters. I especially love Ava. She's great. Nodoka and Yue, they're pretty fun too. But just all in all, it's a really good story. It starts off like you're just gonna be like, oh, it's another harem story. Ugh. But it was because he had just gotten off of writing Love Hina, and they told him he had to write another harem story. So he was like, all right, I'll do that. And then he slowly turned it from that into action magic stuff. And it really is amazing. I love it. But anyway, after that, I mean, of course, I really like DBZ. It's pretty good. I've recently gotten into JoJo. So admittedly, I've only been able to so far watch the first 2 parts animated, but I have read all the way up into part 8. So I'm not completely caught up, but I'm in part 8. I'm probably going to wait till the rest of it gets finished and then read it all at once. But I love JoJo. I've got most of those OPs memorized. I'm trying to find the best like not translations, covers of them, so I can sing them. Because believe it or not, I can actually, when I actually trying. I can actually sing pretty damn good, so I've been told. But
Oh boy.
neither here nor there. Maybe someday I'll do karaoke. But anyway,
That would be an episode.
that would be an amazing episode.
We should start a Patreon just for that.
We'd get copyright claims
God.
out.
That's why we should start a Patreon just for that.
Oh my God, you're right. But anyway, I love all. I've always been a fan of references, just in general. I know references aren't the best comedy or the best thing, but
Are you about to say Gintama?
what?
Nothing.
No, say it. I didn't hear you.
You started talking about references, and I was like, "Are you about to say Gintama?"
No. That's one I want to see, but no, I was
It's
gonna
a
say. So I love
long
all the
series.
little. I love all the little references in JoJo, just to all the different music groups and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Spotify recommended me JoJo music like out of nowhere, and I was like, "Spotify, you get me." Like,
Sono chino sarame. But
So,
anyway, but
yeah.
probably my second favorite anime for nostalgia's sake, the first one I watched, Tenchi Muyo. It's just, it's the good stuff.
yeah.
And the second OP, Pioneer, that song, that was my theme song through like high school, all 2 years of it, because I graduated early. But that was just my song. That was just middle school too, I suppose. But I just, oh my God, how did I forget? No, okay. There's two anime that are my top two. There's two anime that are number two. The other
Okay.
one is Haruhi.
Are
I'll
you
tell
Suzumiya?
Yes, that one. Yeah, that one. Before I found Ava, that was my number one.
Hmm.
Because, holy God, I love Haruhi. She's amazing.
I think I've only watched the first episode of that one. I think.
The
I might
first
have. Maybe it was a fever dream. I don't remember.
You should watch. You should watch it. It's good. When you get to the Endless 8 arc. Anyway, yeah, it gets kind of bad. But anyway, so yeah, there are others. I love Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Some others, but if I was gonna list everything I like, we're gonna be here all night. So, Aaron, you're up.
Oh, I'm up. All right. Favorite anime. I'm looking at my Mal right now just so I remember. Dragon Ball, of course. Dragon Ball is top tier. Not Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball, as in you gotta find them all. Climb on board because the Nimbus doesn't wait. But no, I love Dragon Ball. I've always liked it more than Z, GT, and Super and all that, simply because I dig how they do the martial arts. It's just a lot more of a fun adventure. Not as serious, which I kind of like. I'm always down for serious stuff, considering what my second favorite anime is. But yeah, Dragon Ball is definitely top tier for me. But then second favorite is Gunbuster, which you still haven't seen, Chris. And you're getting on me about not seeing things. Gunbuster, 6 episodes. You're getting on me for not seeing a series with like a whole 3 seasons. Ooh. But no, Gunbuster.
Well, in my
is,
defense, Ray, I just called Michiru Ray. Wow. Okay. She's been trying to get me to watch it. It's just a matter of finding the time.
It's 6 episodes.
Do you realize how busy twins keep us?
That's true. But you know what you do? You just watch it with the twins. Not appropriate for the twins, but you watch it with the twins.
I mean,
Oh
I
my
will
God.
confess, we have put on JoJo for them. Just
No.
subbed
Oh,
so they
God.
don't understand what's being
God.
said. It's
God.
subbed so they don't know what's being said.
Show
but
them
it was
Dragon
mostly-
Ball.
But it was mostly just for like all the pretty colors and moving and shouting.
Why
and
don't you show
music.
them Pokemon then?
I don't have those DVDs. Duh.
All right
Okay.
then.
Well, so Gunbusters. Why do you like Gunbusters?
Because Gunbuster is the directorial debut of Hideaki Anno, the man who made Evangelion. So even more interest for you there, Chris.
And he's also responsible for Shin Godzilla.
Yes, and which I watched the other day, and
I have
God,
it.
is
I-
that
I-
terrifying.
I need to watch it.
Godzilla is terrifying in that, for most of it. Like, when he first shows up, he's essentially just like this larva on legs, and it just looks disgusting. And, like, every time he moves, just, like, blood seeps out of him. It was...
Oh
Ugh.
God, that sounds amazing. I'm gonna watch that tonight. Holy
yeah, it was disgusting.
Pardon my French.
It was disgusting.
fine.
But no, Gunbuster I liked because in a matter of 6 episodes, it made me care for its characters. It told a great tale of mortality, because when they all go into space, all their friends grow up, but they don't, essentially. So it's interesting to see that, and it's just, it's action-packed, it's fast-paced, and it started the iconic mecha pose with the arms crossed over the chest. So, there's that. What else? I always have to mention this when I get the chance, because not a lot of people know it, and it's Baggy, Monster of Mighty Nature. Now, a lot of people don't know what that is, so I'll tell you. Baggy, the Monster of Mighty Nature is a movie from 1984 that was made by Tezuka, the creator of Astro Boy. Essentially, it's about this man who comes into town hunting down this monster named Baggy. And he tells the origins of Baggy and how Baggy was once a friend of his. And it is a great movie. I love it. My friend showed it to me years ago, and I fell in love with it. And it's, honestly, I recommend it to everyone. So, and then I have 2 more favorite anime I'll mention, and that'll be it. Durarara. I don't even think I need to explain why you need to watch Durarara.
Yeah. I've watched the first there's a lot of anime that I've only watched the first episode of.
It had 3 seasons come out in 1 year, I'm pretty sure.
If there's an anime that I really regret not watching it when I had the chance all the way through, it would be this one. It's
all on Netflix, last I checked.
Oh, really?
I think so. Last I checked, that's where I watched the last 3 seasons.
So I might have to check it out and put it on the ever-expanding docket.
Highly recommended, though. Durarara. And also, what was I going to say? What anime was I about to say? Oh, yeah, Log Horizon. Log Horizon is definitely recommended. If you don't know what Log Horizon is...
I thought that was a game, actually.
Basically, with Log Horizon, they get trapped in a video game, but it's better than SAO. It sounds like SAO, but it's better than SAO because they play more into the actual aspects of the game. Like, they have to learn to use aspects of the game as well as real-world skills. So, like, they try to use the in-game menu to make food, but it doesn't work out. Like, it just tastes bland and disgusting. And then one of the characters shows up and is like, hey, guys, I figured out how to make food taste good. We actually have to cook it. Like, we have to use multiple in-game mechanics to actually cook the food instead of just spawning it. So, like, there's that kind of stuff. And the NPCs, they find out, are, like, sentient. So they start, like, forming treaties with the NPCs. And, like, the NPCs, like, try to kill the players. And the players try to kill the NPCs. And instead of, like, dying in real life, every time you die, you lose a memory and stuff. So.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah. And one that I don't have to explain, My Hero Academia. Don't have to explain why that's amazing. So.
That's also one I've been, like, sleeping on that I really shouldn't be.
Well, Season 3 just started. Now's the perfect time to get into it.
Yeah.
So, those are my favorites that I'm going to name for now, because I could keep going.
Cool. Well, I think that's, like, really, I think we all have different, it sounds like we all have different, I don't think any of us really named an anime twice, so I think that goes to show, except for DBZ, but, like, I think it goes to show that. Oh, did you not? Okay.
I said Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
sorry.
Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are technically 2 different things.
They're the same manga, but they're 2 different anime.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about my mistake then.
God, Alyssa.
What I was trying to say was, like, it sounds like we all have different anime that we like.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good thing.
I should also mention Love Live is good, and Idolmaster Cinderella Girls because Kome. She is my daughter. But anyway, continue.
Aside from the twins.
Okay, so now that we've done that, I think our next thing we want to talk about was upcoming anime, right? Yes?
Yes, because I have 12 that I'm watching as of right now.
You have no life, my friend.
No, I actually like...
No game, no life.
Shush, that's never getting another season. Let it die.
I've never seen it, so...
I have in front of me right now several lists of anime stuff that's coming out. I'd suggest looking at the 3 sources that I have, and I guess you can sort of intertwine them, is Anime News Network has a list. And I'm using that one mostly because they have descriptions of each of the shows, so that's just helpful. And the Anime Planet also has them organized via alphabetically. And then My Anime List also has a list.
You can sort
I think
that by
one's
the air
organized
date.
more by.
So
Yeah, that one's organized by I don't know how it's organized. It looks like more like popularity rather than.
I mean, you can sort it by air date. That's how I sort, so I know what I need to watch. I mean, I can go into mine first since I know what I'm watching and stuff.
How do you sort it by air date?
On my anime list.
Yeah.
You go
I have it
to
just.
spring 2018 anime. Then you click sort, and then you click start date.
That's
Okay,
very
hold
nice,
on.
but can you send me a link so I can see this stuff too?
All right.
Sure. Yeah.
Here, give me I'll link it in the Skype right now.
Can you do that?
That's preferable.
Because
Yes.
I am currently I'm on
There you
mobile for
go.
Skype, so.
There you go, Chris.
Donkey Shin, thank you.
There you go. I thought you were about to say something completely different. Oh.
What?
Nothing.
No, Donkey Shin. It's like Donkey Shin, but
I know
you know.
I know you're saying thank you, but I thought you were about to. I was told not to curse on this Christian Discord, so I won't.
Anyway. Oh,
But
Steins Gate. Oh, cool.
Yeah, Steins Gate's getting another series. I can go over what I'm watching though, since
Ooh, I know what
Sure,
I'm
go
looking
ahead.
forward to.
so
Yeah, Aaron, why don't you? How about this? Why don't we go through like a kind of a round robin kind of thing where we like one of us mentions an anime that we're interested in and we kind of talk about how we feel about it, and then we keep going until we feel like we can stop. Does that sound fair?
sure, this could go on for a while, but sure.
Yeah, I mean like we
There's
can
two.
sort of determine when we want to end, but I figure
Yeah.
it would be a good way to like
All right,
balance it
so
out. I think.
I'm just gonna run down the list of how I reviewed them this past week in the order I reviewed them. So, Comic Girls, that started last week. So if you guys are looking on Mal, you're gonna want to scroll down a bit. But Comic Girls is basically about these 4 mangaka that are living together in a dorm. 2 of them I think are in high school, or one of them is, and it's fun. Like, it has a very good visual style. Like, it's a generic visual style, but it uses it to its advantages. Like, it has a lot of visual gags. Like, it'll make stuff look like a comic book a lot of the time. Like, it'll have stuff in panel format to make a joke. It'll have audio gags as well. It's a fun show. Very cute. Very slice of life, as you can tell by what it is. I recommend it. I gave it a 7 out of 10 on Weeb Wednesdays, so... I mean, that for me, that's pretty much like, it's fun and relaxing, so why not, you know?
Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. You know, I always thought that slice of life anime are pretty interesting stuff, and I think they're definitely. I feel like slice of life is a really good genre to recommend to someone who's like not into most anime.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's a very relaxed kind of thing. It
Lucky
takes
Star.
place in. Yeah,
Lucky
kind of. It
Star.
takes place in like in the real world for the most part, or at least is more focused on like the characters and what they're doing.
Yeah, it
so.
also makes like the smallest things be like the biggest problems. Like in one I watched, this guy like is into this girl, and then it turns out that they're living at the same complex, and all he wants to do is like basically just like be in a relationship with her, and like they start falling for each other, and the literal like end of the series is him getting her number. That's it. Like that is
Nice.
13 episodes. That's what it accumulates in, and it still feels like the biggest accomplishment of all time.
Nice. I will
I mean,
admit.
that's pretty great.
But then you get
The-
stuff like B Gotta HK, where the goal is to just bang 100 dudes.
Oh my god, I've seen that.
That show is grade A. I forgot to mention during
It's
my favorites
good.
that I like
I
Keijo.
love
I just
it.
remembered that as well.
I love it because it knows what it is and it doesn't try to be anything
Yes!
else.
And it also has the voice actress for Chi-Chi, I think, in it as one of the teachers, if I'm remembering correctly.
And the Japanese, I don't know if it's the English, but in the Japanese dub at least, the voice actress for the main girl is also Nanoha Takamachi from Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha,
Oh,
which is
Christ.
an amazing series and you should watch it.
There's so much crazy stuff. You see actors and things you don't expect to see them in. I saw the Japanese voice actor for Frieza in this really edgy anime from this season that I gave a 1 out of 10.
Oh,
But,
RIP.
but speaking about Slice Life real quick, I just wanted to quick mention that the story me and my brother were writing originally was intended to be Slice of Life with Monster Girls.
Oh boy.
And
Doesn't
it
that
became
exist?
something else. And maybe it
That's,
does now, but at the time I don't think
What
it
is
did.
it? That's the Centaur Girl one or whatever, right?
Yeah, maybe it existed at what was it? It may have existed at the time, but we didn't know about it. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Mhm.
Like basically we wanted to write a combination of like Lucky Star and Bleach with
Oh
Monster
god,
Girls.
Lucky Star.
That was actually his pitch to me. Was like, all right, let's do Lucky Star plus Bleach with Monster Girls. And I was like, let's do this.
I'm just getting into Nichijou.
Oh, Nichijou, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I started reading it recently, but we're talking about up and coming anime, so
you should watch it. But anyway, yes.
Do you guys want to say one, or should I go with another one?
I'm going with one I saw. I was like, oh yes, hello, High School DxD season 4.
Yup. How did I know you were gonna mention that?
Gee, I wonder. It's
Did you see the trailer for that?
Pervert. I have not, but I've seen.
It is
stills.
a good-looking trailer.
And I've seen some the stills at least, and I gotta say, it looks great. I like the new animation style.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone wants to know why I want to watch this, well, take a look at my Twitter feed.
It's not. I can't check Twitter at work.
There's a certain word Eric told me not to mention before we started.
No.
With an H.
No, he said not to. He said not to talk about it. He didn't say we couldn't mention it.
Well, I'm not going to mention it.
I mean,
anyway.
I texted him a preemptive "I'm so sorry." He didn't respond, but I texted him "I'm so sorry" before we started recording because I know something's gonna go wrong.
Literally right before we started recording here, he texted me and said, "No mentioning that word on the show."
And
period.
Said Aaron can't curse, and I texted him.
No, he said, "Also, please keep language to a minimum on the show." In parentheses, tell Aaron too. He knows us so well.
Yeah.
He knows our vocabulary.
Well, anyway, so I'm assuming.
I like that show because
I don't know much about this type of anime, but it looks like it's been going on for a while. So,
I mean, it's ecchi. It's not the H word.
True, fair enough, but still.
Eric didn't say we couldn't mention ecchi.
He did. He probably doesn't. To be fair, he doesn't know what it means.
He didn't know what Boku no Pico was. I almost got him to watch it.
You did. If I hadn't have been there to intervene, I'm afraid of what would happen.
Anyway, Chris, is there like a particular reason why you're? I mean, you've watched High School DxD. Is there anything you can speak to without like being too 18 plus for better words?
It's High School DxD.
Boing, boing, boing.
Okay,
You're disgusting,
gotcha.
Chris.
I think I get.
What are you talking about? I love trampolines.
Oh my god, you are terrible.
I don't know what you're talking about. Trampolines
You know what? I feel like listening to this podcast is now worth it because of that one joke.
Oh my god.
Anyway, okay, cool. So for me, I'm going to pick something that I don't think anyone else would pick, and that is the new Professor Layton movie that has already come out, but that I just found out about and I'm interested in. And Professor Layton, the movie is called Layton Mystery Tantaisha. Oh my goodness, Katori no Nazotoki File. And Professor Layton is a series that I'm really interested in. I've played most of the games. I think I stopped playing at Miracle Mask, and I haven't played the Aslan Legacy yet, but I'm hoping to play that at some point. And I do know that there was a movie, The Eternal Diva, which I want to watch, but I haven't yet. But knowing that there's some more Professor Layton stuff coming out was great, because I actually thought the series ended. So, cool. And it looks like it involves Layton's daughter, which, interesting. I didn't realize that which begs a lot of questions, but I'm really interested because Cat Layton looks like a really cool character, and she also has a talking dog named Cheryl, which, oh my goodness, that sounds even better. But quick reason, I mean, I don't know how the movies will shape up because I haven't watched them, but Professor Layton mysteries tend to be really interesting and have really engaging characters and kind of end up with really bizarre twists, but in a way that somehow makes. Yeah, I mean, I won't go into detail about what kind of twist that happened in the games, but let's just say it's so weird and probably wouldn't happen in real life, but at the same time, the mystery plays out so that when the twist happens, like when you finally figure out what's going on, it all makes sense, even though it kind of doesn't. It's really weird to explain, but I don't know, if you really like puzzle games, like if you like puzzles and like just puzzles all the time, Professor Layton is a wonderful game series to check out. And I think that counts in the anime genre, kind of. They're all DS or 3DS titles, and they're really great games. Also, I guess if you like Ace Attorney, they're sort of up that alley too. So they're kind of like like visual novels coupled with point and click adventure games coupled with puzzles and yeah, I don't know. That's a series I really like. So I'd be interested in watching a series or movie with Professor Layton in it.
All right.
Yeah. So Aaron, why don't you bring up another one?
Next one on my list. I'm gonna mention more of the stuff that's either big or is actually good. I'm not gonna mention the garbage that I watched this past week, even though this one is garbage, but it's big, so I'm gonna mention it. Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online. Sword Art Online is utter trash. A lot of the time, the actual movie I watched the Ordinal Scale wasn't that bad. I gave it a better score than the series actually, but this is basically like just two random characters in Gun Gale Online. And I thought, it could be fun to watch, because hey, it's not Kirito, and one of the main problems with the anime is Kirito. But no, it bored me. It made me rather play like something else, like PUBG instead, and I gave it a 3 out of 10 because like I can see what it wants to do, but it doesn't handle its first episode well. I'm basing all this off of first episodes pretty much, because it's mostly just first episodes at this point, and it does not set itself up well based on the first episode. That is for sure. Because it's a lot of coincidences, it's a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense. There's clearly no rules in this world. I don't even know how it works. Like, SAO made no sense, Gun Gale Online makes no sense. Like, they neither do, so.
Well,
would I recommend it? Maybe if you like SAO, sure. If it's not your thing, then I wouldn't even bother.
Okay, interesting. I mean, I know of Sword Art Online, like, this is gonna be running gag, but, like, I haven't watched Sword Art Online. I mean, it never really caught my interest, but it seems like that's for a reason. But who knows? You said it was Log Horizons like it, so I'm guessing it's also sort of a virtual reality kind of setup. Being trapped in a video game. Yeah,
but Log Horizon is like what SAO could have been if the writer of SAO was actually a good writer. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Wow.
Oh no, Reki Kawahara is.
That's some shade right there.
That's not shade right there. That's just a fact. He's even admitted that he has a ton of plot holes.
Let's keep the comments.
What? No, I'm stating what the man said himself. He's like, there's a lot of plot holes in my story.
It's a bad thing that you're passionately angry about it.
I'm not passionately angry. I'm just saying, like, when the man goes.
Like, you're not allowed to not like a series. That's totally fair.
No, I'm just saying when the man goes, there's plot holes in my story and I know it and I don't feel like fixing them. It kind of says something.
Okay, that's.
I'd say that's fair.
I guess I'll allow that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was scrolling and I thought this was just like a 2003 thing that had ended in like 2005. Duel Masters still exists?
Yep.
Indeed, it does.
I mean, there's also a lot of stuff coming back this year. Is that the one you're going to talk about? Is that what you're looking for?
No, I just wanted to briefly mention that because, well, that's a thing.
I mean, Sazaya-san's still going on, and that's been going on for like, I don't know when, since the 80s. It's like one of the longest running anime series.
Speaking of things that have been going on for a long time, segue, I'm going to go into the one I do want to kind of talk about, and that's Gikigi no Kitaro.
Yes, Kitaro came back this year.
Yeah, because that one's been going on since the 60s. And it's one I've been wanting to get into for...
Well, no, this is a new series.
Well, okay, but the original one is from the 60s.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And that's a series I wanted to watch for a long time, but I figured since it's been going on since the 60s, I mean, if I thought One Piece was intimidating to get into, good God.
No, Kitaro hasn't been constantly going. It's just... Okay. This is just for the 50th anniversary of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Toei's doing this for the 50th anniversary. It's kind of like why also Dragon Ball Super ended early.
Oh.
So.
Worth it.
Yeah, I've been hearing good stuff about it.
That purple-haired girl looks really, really cute.
A lot of stuff came back this year, so.
I've been noticing there's been a lot of stuff lately, the past few years.
Well, it's the 50th anniversary of a lot of stuff, too.
Yeah, but I mean just like, for example, with Yu-Gi-Oh, they've been bringing back a lot of the old classic cards, and I've got a theory about that.
Well, they have been doing movies with those characters, so...
True, but my little theory is that the people that used to have those cards and play with them when they were kids, they're now sitting in the seats that make the decisions, and they're like, yes, let's bring back Thousand Eyes Restrict and make it super common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Exodia piece is super easy to find, which, don't get me wrong, I love that. But it's just like, I have like three or four full sets of Exodia now, so it's like, wow. Little baby Chris would be screaming.
I think it's just also the fact that they're maybe trying to make a lot of the older cards legal again, because the rules have changed so much over the years, you know?
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
So that's my theory on it, is that they're just trying to bring a lot of old cards back into the fold.
Pun intended?
No. But sure.
Cool. Well, that does sound. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of stuff that I did notice are coming back. So I guess the one that I'll mention that I thought sounded like a pretty interesting. Oh, where was it? Oh no, did I lose it? I might have. Oh well, I guess I'll just bring one of them up into the fold because at least I know it's popular, even though I don't have a lot to say about it, and that is the third season of Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah.
That's coming out
Ew.
in July.
Oh, that would be
watched,
summer.
I haven't watched. Yeah, I guess that would be more like.
But
summer.
that's still up and coming, so.
Oh, fair
yeah,
enough.
it is still coming, up and
Okay,
coming. And that one's. I just wanted to mention it just because I know it's big. And I know a lot of people like it, and
Why
I don't really know. I don't really have. I mean, I'd be willing to at least give it a shot. Just because why not?
Okay, two
Yeah.
questions.
Sure.
One, why does Levi have a knife to a cowboy's throat in the poster? And the second question is why does the promotional image for Overlord Season 3 look like one of those old demotivational posters? Tell me I'm wrong. I defy you.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I can't explain higher upper management stuff. But if I am going to talk about something, here's one I wanted to talk about because the synopsis sounds kind of weird. And that is not weird, but just kind of like what? And that is Wotaku Nikoi wa Muzukashi, which is looks like a rom-com, which is about two nerds. Which I mean,
this is on now or?
It's up and coming. Yeah, it's listed as up and coming. It's actually coming. The first episode's out today, I think. It says TV April 13th, 2018.
Let me see, because I want to see which one you're talking about, because Mal also has the... Oh, yeah, that one? Oh, yeah, that's on my list. That's going to be on Weeb Wednesdays next week.
Yeah, it says, and the description says, after discovering that they work at the same company, game crazed otaku and a fujoshi reunite for the first time since middle school. I mean, I don't know. That just okay. So just also some background things. When I was in high school, middle school, a lot of my friends gave me or introduced me to shoujo stuff. So I have I guess some kind of background in like shoujo romancy kind of. Probably
surprisingly, women, I do too.
women stuff, and I don't know. This sounds like the kind of show I would have watched when I was in middle school. So
you
that's
should
why
watch.
I'm like, I probably would watch this just because, and it's only 11 episodes, so that's.
Yeah, you should watch Recovery of an MMO Junkie. I think you would like that.
And also, after some post-work drinking sessions, they begin dating. Just sounds like, I wonder how that works out. So, I'd just be really interested in seeing what kind of what that would be like, what that is. And I mean, the setup looks like they're just like in a regular office kind of job. So I don't know. I'm always here to watch like women geared stuff because I feel like a lot of times people like kind of look at it like shoujo. So I just wanted to bring that up into the fold as like one that I'd be potentially interested in watching.
Okay.
I have some romance anime to recommend you.
Oh, cool.
So I was looking at the summer season stuff.
Shh, we're not going there.
Yeah.
Well, she was already there, so I wanted to just see what was there. Oh my god, I Backstreet Girls. What?
I don't even want to. All right.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna read the synopsis.
Okay.
But it's my turn.
I don't care.
Oh.
A group of 3 yakuza failed their boss for the last time. After messing up an important job, the boss gave them 2 choices: honorably commit suicide or go to Thailand for to get a sex reassignment surgery in order to become female idols.
This sounds so offensive.
After a gruesome year training to become idols, they successfully debut with overwhelming popularity, much to their dismay. Hold on, the last line is what kills me. This is where their tragedy truly begins.
It wasn't the part where they were forced to either
No.
become women or die?
Apparently not.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
The one I
Wow.
wanted to talk about until I saw that was that looks like Cinderella Girls is getting a 3rd season. Hopefully there'll be more Kome. But then I saw that and I was like, what?
Well then.
That sounds so bizarre. Oh my goodness.
I
Oh my God.
I'm okay.
Oh
I
my
know it's an
goodness.
overused joke, meme, whatever, but I say this, honest to God. WTF, Japan?
I mean, I feel like that's fair in this case. Like that
A
just
meme
sounds
by any
so
other
weird.
name.
I might watch
But-
that just with morbid curiosity. I'm just morbidly curious.
Alright. Well,
Anyway, I think it's
Cool.
Aaron's
you know what you
Why
should
don't
watch?
you-
You should watch Cutie Honey Universe, the new Cutie Honey series, because this year is truly the year of Go Nagai, because, oh, Cutie Honey Universe, you've got waifu material, you've got fan service, you've got tons of Sakuga, and just all of Go Nagai's sexual fetishes. It's great. But no, seriously, I gave episode 1 a 9 out of 10. I highly recommend it. It is great. It is a really good looking show. You don't need to know anything about Cutie Honey prior, because I know nothing about Cutie Honey prior, and I managed to understand what was happening, so... Yeah, I recommend it. It's over on High Dive. That's one of the few High Dive has this season. I actually highly recommend High Dive if you're very into the romance or slice of life stuff, because they tend to have a lot of that. They also have a lot of the older slice of life and romance stuff. So that's definitely over there. They have the more out there stuff. So, and for you, Chris, they have some ecchi.
Woo!
And possible H word. According to my friends, so I asked him, hey man, does this have that? And he's like, I think, because he's the one who told me to get it. He's like, I think
I'm
so.
looking at the
so.
picture, and there is some somewhat impressive cleavage. So I
In
wouldn't be
Cutie Honey
surprised.
Universe, yes. But Cutie Honey Universe episode 1 was really fun, and I highly recommend it. And you should check it out, also because it's like the original Magical Girl anime, pretty much.
Oh, it is really.
Yeah, Go Nagai invented like 3 different genres.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh
I
wow.
mean,
Is this the?
he's considered to be the creator of 3 different genres by some people. Like Devilman Crybaby was like the first shonen or whatever, or Devilman was the first shonen. Cutie Honey was like the first magical girl, and Mazinger was like the first modern mecha.
Nice. Question. This one called Soten no Ken Regenesis. Is that the Hokuto no Ken prequel?
I don't know. Read the
I
description.
think that there's no synopsis on MAL.
Oh, I don't know.
But
I couldn't tell
I
you.
know that there's one out right now that is like a prequel to that. So cool.
That sounds pretty
I
interesting.
could not tell you.
Mae wa mo shinderu. Nani?
Oh wait, the Fist of the Fist of the
That's
Blue
what
Sky. That's what you're talking about.
That's what I said. Yeah, this is the North Star.
Yeah,
Hokuto
no,
Ken.
this series is called Fist of the Blue Sky. That's what it translates to. Fist of the
Uh-huh.
Blue Sky Regenesis.
Soten no Ken.
I read it. I can't remember what it is, but it looks like garbage. Like I tried watching a clip from it.
Really?
It visibly looks like garbage. It looks about
It
as
looks
bad
like
as
3D.
it looks about as bad as Berserk 2016.
Oh,
Mm.
I'll pretend I understand what that means.
Don't watch it, is what I'm saying.
Muda.
If
Muda.
visuals will turn you off, don't watch it because
Visuals don't
Mm.
bug me too
Oh,
much.
those visuals might.
It's
Oh,
if
man.
if the story sucks, then But if it's a good story, as long as the visuals aren't like just utter, there was no effort, then
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of, and I'll just also, because I'm here, because why not? I'll just bring up also another big anime that's coming out, which is My Hero Academia's 3rd season. Is
Which
coming
already
Oh, yeah.
started.
Oh yeah, it's already started. We already mentioned that.
That first episode was
lame.
decent.
I'm so lame. Let me bring up something else, maybe. Hold on. Oh, There was one oh yeah, there's this other anime. This one that just sounds like so convoluted in the way that which one was it called? I saw it like just a second ago. I continue to be very lame, guys. My apologies.
I forgive you.
Thank you. Oh, here we go. And this one I think aired yesterday. And this ad is last period Owari Naki Rasen no Monogatari. Oh my goodness. At some point I'm going to get better at saying Japanese titles. So this one sounds like the kind of like shonen action anime with all like really like weird sounding like stuff. You know how like in like kind of think of like how Fate Stay Night calls like the mages like masters and like their fighters servants, you know how like they always have to make up like these like special names. So in this one
another one I forgot to
mages
mention
are called periods, which just why are they called periods?
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Which is just the
I'm
weirdest
sorry.
name
I'm sorry.
for a
Eric,
mage.
you're gonna kill me. Eric's gonna kill me for this joke. Tell me, do you bleed?
Oh god. Oh,
You know what?
you know what? Can we just end the episode now? We're coming up on an hour anyways. I say it's good to just end it
We
there.
are kinda. Yeah, we probably should think about wrapping this up.
I'll just quickly say that. Let me tell you, this anime sounds funny, if only just because they're called periods. I'm appropriate. Anyway, so before we close out, did we want to we wanted to mention social media, or
Yeah,
did we want
do that.
to establish anything else or talk about anything else quickly?
We should probably tell about what our idea for the upcoming episodes is, because I don't know if we actually have that cemented ourselves.
I mean, I think we
Okay.
should do highlight episodes where we each watch one episode of like the first episode of a show and then we discuss it. Like a show none of us have seen.
Maybe
That
that
would-
would be good.
That would be a
Oh,
good
we could do it like
opportunity.
it could be like a reading club thing where we each do a different episode of a series, and then
Mhm.
we come back weekly and talk about that episode or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, we could do that.
If I
I
can
was
fit that
thinking-
in the Wee Wednesday schedule.
I was thinking we could also do episodes where we just talk about a series.
That works too.
Yeah. That
like
also
we
works.
talk about like just episode completely devoted to Evangelion or
Mhm.
Gunbuster.
Gunbuster or
Since it's only 6
something-
episodes.
an anime that means a lot to us or just is very popular
Hey
or
guys, want to watch
or
all
deserves-
153 episodes of Dragon Ball?
or deserves to be more popular, like Nanoha. I think Nanoha isn't as popular as it deserves to be.
Recovery of an MMO junkie.
Yeah. Well, I think what we. Okay. Yeah. I think those are all good ideas. I think maybe for now we could have one of us. I mean, it doesn't have to be right now, but it could be one of us will suggest an anime, either that neither of us have seen or like only you have seen or something,
Gunbuster.
and then we can all talk about it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really good.
Yeah,
You
we'll
just-
figure
you just
that
gotta
out.
make sure you have to make sure it's something we can all get access to as well, because
Oh yeah, that's a good point too.
like linking like Netflix or Hulu accounts or
I can,
whatever.
I can figure something out with that.
I have access to Netflix. But like if it's on Hulu, I'm gonna need
Yeah, I'll figure it
Same
out.
here.
some beats for that. But anyway,
Same here. Anyway, yeah. Why don't we do? So I guess our next episode will.
I don't even know when this is going up.
Sunday
We'll be
for the
going
Sunday
up.
show.
Yeah, we'll be going up. Our next episode will be talking about a series that will be to be announced, I guess.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. But for now, why don't we all go around and share our social media stuff so that people
All right.
who want to
I'll-
contact us have that information.
Right, I'll go first. First, make sure you're following the Nerdy Geek Talk Twitter. That's at Nerdy Geek Talk on Twitter, because I know Eric will kill me if I don't say that. Also, we're on several podcasting sites. I don't have the list memorized, but I know Apple Podcasts. I think Podbean sounds
Pretty much
familiar.
wherever you can listen to podcasts,
Yeah.
you can listen to stuff by Nerdy Geek Talk.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. And obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks. Make sure you leave a like. But
Like,
Anyway.
subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that.
yeah, smack that like button. No. But anyway, on Twitter, you can find me. I have 2 accounts. One is 18 plus. That's my main one. That's at Shingeki.ass. And I tend to. It's 18 and plus because I tend to like and retweet some H word material.
I can't look at my Twitter at work sometimes.
Yeah, it's bad. In my defense, I mostly just like it anymore unless it's really good. But anyway, so I wish Twitter would eliminate that function where your likes now appear. That needs to get fixed. That's just stupid. But
Okay.
anyway, if you want an account where you can follow me and not have to worry about those sorts of things, you can follow me at oh crap, I actually forgot. Hold on one second.
Wow, I'm not the one to curse on this episode.
I said crap.
Hey, to Eric, that's something.
Okay, yeah, it's Soza Productions. I thought that was right.
Okay.
That's safe for work. I'm not on there as much, but I will see if you tweet something at me. Yeah, so I'll probably be a little snarky to you because that's just who I is. But if you got any questions about my favorite animes or if you got any Transformers questions, because I'm on Steel City Bots too, just feel free to send those to me there. And
Cool.
Alyssa, you're up.
All right, so I finally,
YouTube
my main, I'm going to try and make it my main form of communication is going to be my Twitter, which will be at the Rational Dove, all one word. And I don't post there very often, but if you want to talk about something, feel free to at me, and I'll probably see it. I retweet lots of different stuff. Mostly it's funny things, but sometimes not. Yeah. And then I'm also a frequent Tumblr, which is also the Rational Dove on that website. Either of those venues are good ways to get in contact with me or see what I'm doing. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Real quick, I forgot to mention my YouTube is Sonozawa Productions. That's
yeah, and I also should probably. I'm sorry.
I've got a few videos. No, real quick, I just want to say I've got a few videos on there, including the dramatic reading of War of the Yokai, the light novel manga. Me and my brother have been writing, and if you could just please, I would really appreciate if people would watch that and leave a comment as to what they think, because
cool.
I do plan on getting another video up, hopefully Sunday, but who knows? We'll see.
Cool. And also, I just want to really quick finish up for me. I also frequent Shaunjack 426. His channel, I'll do podcasts there too. We typically, on his podcast Shaunjack Rambles, we typically talk about pretty much anything under the sun that we both like, anything from movies to TV shows to video games, pretty much anything that we want to talk about. So that's just a cool podcast to check out if you're interested. It's on YouTube. And yeah, those are all the things I want to say. Sorry.
Soundjack, the man of 1,000 Transformers corpses. That man finds a way to break every figure he owns. I remember we were talking and he just snapped his beachcomber's neck. It just...
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
That was a fun night. We watched him break 3 different figures just live on Skype. What is it? So I guess it's my turn. You can find me pretty much everywhere at Maruyasha, MAROYASHA. I'm very active on Twitter to the point where I'm pretty sure it's a problem. I post stuff on Instagram maybe once a week, depending on what's going on with life. I have a YouTube, Maruyasha, that's mainly comic book reviews and comic book discussion. I did a live stream the other night with a up-and-coming indie creator who actually... if you're into the anime, Metal Slug, I think it is, his comic is very much Metal Slug inspired, very much in style as well, so you can find that over on my channel. It's probably the latest video. It's live with Tim Morris or something, so all the links to his stuff is there if you're interested in that. Then I have my anime channel, which is more relevant to this. The comic book channel will be more relevant to Awesome Asylum, which I'm recording in 30 minutes, but what is it? Yeah, that's called Maro Media, MAROMEDIA. That's one word last I checked. I do video essays on there every once in a while. It's a rather new channel. My first video essay on there was about how My Hero Academia is the greatest anime of all time, and why I think so. And it was a pretty big video for a first one. And then I do Weeb Wednesdays on there weekly, where I go through multiple series for each season of anime. We're currently doing Spring 2018. And there was only one rule over at Weeb Wednesdays, and that is you must watch every anime at least 3 episodes in, and you can't drop it until after 3 episodes. That's the rule. So pretty much I suffer for 3 weeks, and then the rest of the 3 weeks are just fun times all around, unless I decide to keep like these super edgy anime around, which this season is Magical Girl Site, which has suicidal magical girls and rape and all kinds of things.
Okay, let's not talk about that.
It's not fun.
Oof.
So if you want
Good God.
if you want to see me suffer with that, go over there. Well, I mean, it doesn't actually happen. It's like implied.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'm not comfortable talking about that. So
I will stop then. So yeah, if you want to see me suffer with stuff that's terrible like that, go watch that over there. And yeah, that's it for me. You can see me on Awesome Asylum, TF Primecast here, and I don't think I'm on any other podcasts unless I'm on one like randomly sometime, like Steel City Bots every once in a while. Mm-hmm. So yeah, check that out.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Cool.
All right, so with that, I would say this is the end of our first Anime Overdrive. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will see you next week. Sayonara, everybody.
Stay safe.
Bye.